Hey my pretties, and as promised, we're now back with our next review in the trio of Unicron's terrible creations, SCOURGE. And you can see him here, next to his associate Cyclonus, who we reviewed last time. Let's pull Cyclonus up and away, and focus entirely on Beardo Magoo over here. So let's bring him in, and you can have a good shifty at him. Cyclonus' associate SCOURGE here comes with a disintegrator ray atop his head, don't ask, and a laser blaster, so you know, that's dull, I guess. Other people have like glass guns and, you know, guns that shoot antimatter and whatever. What's like SCOURGE guy? He's got a laser gun. Okay, fine. You can see him here, posed on a flight stand. Nice, so he's very poseable. I'll show you around all of that in just a moment. He does have a heck of a lot of backpack rubbish, because he's SCOURGE, of course he does. So that's that. Let's take him off the flight stand, pop that over there, and stand him up so you can see how he looks. Down, bring that down, and pop his gun out. There. So yes, this is actually the model of one of the sweeps. They released SCOURGE's mold with a couple of incredibly teeny tiny color alterations as like an army builder. Obviously when SCOURGE was created in the Transformers 86 movie, he was created from, depending whether you go from the Marvel Comics source, the pieces of other dead Decepticons, or if you go on the visuals from the movie, it's either Thundercracker or Bombshell, it's really hard to tell. And the sweeps were created as his little army of minions. In the original draft of the Transformers movie, which you can read up on the Sunbow Archive website, they get their name, the Sweeps, from when the Decepticons are meant to have taken over the Earth. These guys go door to door, sweeping up all resistance. They're a little bit like Galvatron's personal Gestapo, and they're described as very malevolent, awful creatures. And that's carried through into his design. You see, he's got a little evil beard, because he's evil. He's got evil fingernails, because anyone who paints their nails is evil, right? He does have an interchangeable hand, so you can either have this hand or you can have one that's slightly more closed up. Both of them can hold his blaster gun, just absolutely fine. There, good and malevolent, isn't he? So yeah, it's a really nice face sculpt. It's, like I say, despite the fact he's meant to be a sweep, SCOURGE and the sweeps are absolutely indistinguishable, so it doesn't matter. They look exactly the same. So yeah, although he's a sweep, I'm taking him as SCOURGE. And yeah, that's a really nice face. We can get in there and we can twisty-listy the top. We can spin it all the way around. So, you know, you can have a pointy bit facing forwards. That's useful. His head can look that far before he gets caught onto his own collar. And that far before he gets caught onto his own collar. He can look up a tiny bit and down a tiny bit. As for the rest of his articulation, obviously you've got his wingy bits back here that kind of get in the way a bit, but his arms will go up like that, about that far. They could hypothetically go all the way around, though you do run into this very quickly. He's got a nice twisty-wristy bicep. Yeah, twisty-wristy there. His hands, you can twist as well at the wrist. They go up about 90 degrees. Can't really go back because of his wings. He has got a swivelly bit at his waist. You can twist him all the way around. His leg goes up yay far. Back, quite a long way, over 90 degrees back. And at the knee, you can bend him and get about 90 degrees there. At his little SCOURGE feet, you can bend in and out like that to help balance. Toes go down, toes don't go up. And yeah, that's him. He's very nice. He looks the part of SCOURGE, or a sweep, depending on, you know, what use you want to take him. Let's show you how this guy turns into his alternate mode. Yeah. So, to start with his alternate mode, we're going to have to accept, right off the outset, he is a shell former, okay? You've got, just like the original as well, the G1 figure, you've got the SCOURGE figure, and then you've got a load of bits and bobs that kind of collapse around him to turn him into his alternate mode. Be that an upturned bathtub, bar of soap, whatever the heck it is his alt mode's meant to be. I think it's actually meant to be a hovercraft, but I don't know. I say it looks like an upturned bathtub to me. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to fold down, fold in his little heel spur, like that, and fold in his foot. Same thing here, heel spur, fold in his foot. Lovely. And now what we're going to do, similar to Thaclonath, we are going to come up here and meddle with his shoulders a little bit. So that one pings down, and that one pings down as well. Nice, nice. So now your skirt should look a little bit like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to clip his legs together, like that. Oop. And then if you look where we brought his shoulders down, there's a little notch cut out for his hip. So that goes in there. And then you've got a slot and a tab on there. And that fixes his arm in place. And it's ditto on this side as well. On my copy, the left side had a production defect whereby I couldn't actually pin his right arm to his side. So I had to get in there with a little knife and like scoop that out to make room. So, you know, that's just something you have to do sometimes. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at his back. And we're going to unpin his wings, which go boop and boop. So you see they just pinned into these little bits here. So we'll unpin that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring his whole head and everything about it all back like that. Lie him down flat and you'll be able to see nicely. So there's that. And now we just kind of concertina unfold all of this. So that goes up flat. This is all going to go back. Now you see there's an owl. There's an owl there and a little tab there. So that tab goes in like that. This all extends out and backwards. You've got two tabs there, two tabs there. Get those to lock in. That's looking good. So that's how he looks now. And now we bring this bit forward and forward again. And that covers up his evil face. Just got to make sure it's oriented just so. There we go. So that's that all done. From there, that's his hand not wanting to stay in again. From there, it's tolerably easy for you to be able to see what it is we're going to do next. So all of this is just his shell. So we fold that over, fold that over. We extend this back, unfold, fold up, knife goes in, guts come out. That's what Scourge is all about. So we just start slowly collapsing all of this down and it tabs and clips into place as it goes. So that goes down in there, this goes round, over the side, that goes round. Clips in there, it goes around and clips in there. Those bits just do that. And make sure he's all nice and squeezed up tight. Fold that bit up, fold that bit up. And there you have him. That's Scourge, all transformed and ready in his upturned bathtub mode. And of course we can give him his little gun. There's a notch on the side, we can clip it in there. There's a bunch of different places you can put it, it doesn't really matter. These all take those stupid blast accessories as well, so you know, you got that going on for you if you want it. Make sure the side panel is clipped in proper. That'll do. So I don't like him quite as much as I do Cyclonus. Cyclonus has a really nice, just a really nice mold. He's got a nice transformation. The robot mode looks good. The vehicle mode looks good. Scourge's hovercraft mode is what a Scourge hovercraft mode always is, in that it's a shell over the robot, and it just always feels a bit rubbish, you know, and I appreciate there's not a lot you can do with that. He is a shell former almost by definition. So yeah, let's go in a bit closer and show you some of the details. So this is the side view. You see we've clipped his little gun on there. Nice big Decepticon tampograph up at the front. That's how he looks from the front, very sinister. The side, also very sinister. The back, quite sinister, I think you'll agree. And the underside, which is just like, meh. There's a robot under there, we just thought we'd cover it with some wings and no one will notice. So yeah, that's his upturned bathtub bar of soap form. Let's see if I can persuade it to sit on this flight stand. So yes, this is Scourge, or technically a sweep. What do you reckon? Have you got this figure? Do you like him? Do you agree with me that it's basically, I don't know, there's not a lot they can do, but it's still kind of disappointing? It's still the best Scourge figure I think we've gotten, by a country margin. Again, the original figure wasn't bad, it was actually really similar to this. This guy just ups the articulation and the accuracy a tiny, tiny amount. I'll be doing next Galvatron, and I'm going to do both variants of Galvatron. I've got the comic book style Galvatron, which I think is the War for Cybertron variant, and I've got the 86 style Galvatron as well. So yeah, that's going to be fun, and then all three of these monstrous reprobates will be together. If you like the video, drop me a follow and a like. Otherwise, yeah, you have a great weekend. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.